Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Wednesday, the 3rd of February. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 35.044 to take a continued run at this first major resistance level, sitting at 36.587. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through the morning high, 36,300. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 37,000 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin test the second major resistance level at 37,598 and resistance at 38,000 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot level we bring the first major support level sitting at 34.033 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of the second major support level at 32,490. The 23.6% fib at 33,008 should limit any downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram at the start of the day, supporting this early morning upside. On the EMAs, the 50 is also pulling away from the 100 and the 200, giving a bullish signal. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 35.044 and break back through the morning high 36,300 to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also a bullish start. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 1474 to take a run at the first major resistance level, so at 1588. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's new swing high, 1549. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ethereum test resistance at 1700 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1663. Fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 1400 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 1400 levels. However, the second major support level sits at 1286. Looking at the MACD, you've got a narrowing of the bullish histogram this morning, but nothing suggestive as yet of a bearish day ahead, so keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, the 50 has pulled away further from the 100 and the 200, signaling further upside in the morning. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1474 and break through yesterday's swing high 1549 to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, it's a particularly bullish start to the morning here. Litecoin's already broken through the 23.6% fib at 148 and the first major resistance level at 148.05. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through the first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib to take a run at the second major resistance level, so at 154.06. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin test resistance at 160 before any pullback. A fallback through the first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib at 148 would bring the pivot level sitting at 139.95 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should steer clear of the first major support level sitting at 133.94. Looking at the MACD, we've got a bullish cross at the start of the day supporting this early morning breakout. On the EMAs, we've seen the 50 pull away from the 100 and the 200 and a bullish cross, the 100 crossing through the 200, another bullish signal for Litecoin. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through to sub 148 to bring the second major resistance level and 160 levels into play. Failures to do that and you got sub 140s in play. Looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also bullish start this morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fallback through the pivot at 0.3748 to take a run at the 38.2% fib at 0.4070 and the first major resistance level, so at 0.4095. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.40 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect the 38.2% fib and the first major resistance level at 0.4095 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.50 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.4466. Fallback through the pivot, we bring the first major support level at 0.3377 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.30 levels. The 23.6% fib at 0.3172 and the second major support level at 0.3030 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram at the start of the day, supporting this early morning upside. On the EMA, the 50 has been narrowing in on the 100 and the 200, however, suggestive of further downside ahead. So key through the early part of the day would be for Ripple's XRP to avoid the pivot at 0.3748 and break back through to 0.40 levels to bring the 38.2% fib and resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play.